WBLS JusNik in studio with me. One of my good friends. We go way, way back.
Yes.
Most people don't know like how close we are. Roy Wood Jr.
Hey.
Comedian, actor, director.
No, Emmy-nominated documentary producer, though. I will take that. Thank you very much.
Emmy-nominated documentary producer.
You have to say documentary because then people are like, you ain't get nominated for no comedy.
Welcome.
Good to see you.
It's good to see
Good
you.
to see you. Good
This
to
is
see you.
different, right?
Yeah, this is better than Birmingham. And you know, I love the crib, but I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. We are both alums of the famed 95.7 Jams.
That's right. And here we are in New York.
You are.
You left and came here before I did, which is crazy. I'm from here.
You were the reason that we both won Best Large Market Morning Show 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row.
But no, it's a blessing. You know, I'd already made the decision to come here, and then I don't want to say I lucked up on the Daily Show, but that blessing came. And so to be able to move into New York and also have a job.
Right.
Because here's the thing, live in New York, you got to have New York check. You can't live here and make money out of town. That money will go away very fast.
Very quickly. I've learned since being back. But let's talk about all of the shows and specials that you've done for those who may not be familiar.
You know, the most recent one I did was Imperfect Messenger, my third stand-up special. And you got Father Figure, No One Loves You. But the one I did in 2021, that's the one that's like, that's the one that I love the most because I was just trying to talk about a lot of real stuff. And, you know, my comedy's already about issues and whatever, but I started to get really deep into things that were a little more personal. Like I talked about, I know you remember this in Birmingham.
That's big for you because you don't like sharing.
I don't like people knowing nothing about me. I don't want you to know nothing about me. All you need to know is that I got a job, I got a child. Let's talk about racism. Let's talk about something else.
Right.
But no, like I even, you know, in that third special, I had a chance to talk about, you know, I have a partner that I grew up with who was the getaway driver in a robbery that turned into a murder. He didn't know that a murder even happened inside the store. He was outside in the car. And you know, in Alabama, Is
this a movie or this something that happened?
No, you remember the Music and More, Kid's father. Yeah. I know the guy who did that.
Oh,
who was
wow.
one of the defendants. And so when that happened, like that was like, oh, well, this is something about prison reform, so let me explore that. So to be able to find comedy in something as serious as that, that's probably one of the things I'm most proudest of. But, you know, it's dope to be here. It's good to see you.
Yes. And you've done like everybody's show, Jimmy Fallon. You on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah.
Yeah, I've done, well, you can't say with Trevor Noah no more. You got to say The Daily Show with everybody. I am a correspondent on The Daily Show with Leslie Jones, D.L. Hughley, Wanda Sykes, and everybody else who's guest hosting next year. And then most recently, Confess Fletch with John Hamm. So
yes,
I'm living the dream, man.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm trying to.
I mean, I'm watching TV, and then a commercial comes on with Steve Martin and Martin Short, I believe, and then you, and I was like, legends.
You know what? And then I got to shout out Tracy Morgan, man. Tracy Morgan showed me a lot of love in The Last OG on TBS. Also, Kevin Iso and Dan Perlman with Flatbush Misdemeanors. Of that as C's principal out.
And then movies, which you did really good.
Yeah, you know, to be able to be a part of Confess Fletch, like that was dope. I know they're talking about a sequel. I don't know if my character fits into that yet because I played a cop that, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't care, man. I'm just happy to be in the mix. Like, you know where I came from. You know, like, see, people got to understand, you knew me when I was sleeping in my car and then coming to the radio station. I would get to the radio station, like if the gig was under 5 hours from Birmingham, I came back so I could be on air in the morning. So I would get to the station at 4 a.m. and sleep in a jock lounge. So you know,
and I was late every morning.
I didn't bathe every day. But you let that slide because you know I had to take a nap in the jock lounge. I didn't have time to bathe this morning. It was if I go home, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to oversleep. So I will bathe when I get back to the comedy club that night. But that was you and your dedication
to the show and just your work ethic, period, which I was absolutely in awe of.
Radio did a lot for me, man, you know, and to be able to still be able to come up here and, like, you know, I say it, it sounds like it's in passing, but, I made a lot of good friends, you included. And, there was a time where a lot of comedy clubs wouldn't book me. And black radio DJs, and this is before I was running with Tom Joyner and Ricky Smiley or any of them, black radio DJs in random markets, I would email them my prank phone calls, and they would run them. They would run them, which got me juice in that market. And then I could call the comedy club in that market and go, yo, you got to book me. I'm on the radio. That's how I broke into half the club. Most of the stuff that I worked west of Louisiana, it's all radio DJs.
Let me just tell you, if you've never heard a Roy Wood Jr. prank phone call, you have to Google it. You took him down off YouTube?
I took all of that down. But it's still some people put
Clutches Pearls. Why would you do that?
It's still some people who got them up there. I don't hate on the bootleggers. So anybody that's got my stuff and put it up, I'm all cool with that. But on my channel,
Miss Darlene's prank back up there, please.
Miss Darlene's still up. I think that's the one you and I did.
Yes.
I don't know if you can play that.
I've never been cursed out like that in my entire life.
She laid you up and down.
And you just stood there and laughed the whole time. Let me just tell you, we did a morning show together, right? And so he does his prank phone calls, and he's like, hey, join me in doing this prank phone call. I'm cool. All right, I got you. He doesn't really tell me how it goes. He just says, okay, I'm calling. Yeah. And I just got to go with the flow. And this lady cursed me out so bad.
It was a lady who was watching 7 or 8 of her grandkids every day, and we called and told her she needed a permit to keep more than 4 kids in her house.
She didn't like that too much.
And what you're not going to do is tell a black woman she can't watch her grandbabies. And we was off to the races.
She told me I needed to lay down and die.
Yeah, literally. That's literally what she said to me.
Listen, shouts out to all the grandmas out there who know how to give a good cursing out, okay?
Yeah, I don't even know if you can play that no more. I'll send it to you if you want to play. But no, I took him down because for me the issue was right before I got the Daily Show, I noticed that I was starting to be referred to by a lot of people. The backlash, the downside to all the radio DJs playing me and me growing as a comic, it turned me into the prank call dude.
Right.
And I kind of took offense to that because it was
really?
Like, yeah, I do prank calls, but I'm not the prank call dude. Like, don't brand me.
They tried to Kanye you.
But
stick to producing. Can't be a rapper.
He probably should have. But like, so I didn't want to be known as only that. So I just wanted to make the pranks harder to find. And that's why, I still appreciate to this day everybody that used to bootleg them prank phone calls. Like, that's how I got on in a lot of markets. So you can find them. You just can't find them on my channel.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm a changed man. I know my son can be finding me
getting
cussed out.
Yes, let's talk about that. You're a father now. Whew.
Stress.
Listen, let's talk about the struggle with balancing.
Did I even talk to you when my son was on the way? I feel like I went into a hole socially. Like I just didn't talk to nobody because I'm like, oh,
you
no,
did.
Jesus, hi,
you did sound a little down, but then you came up
because I was at the Daily Show on like a 3-month contract. You know, when you first get signed to TV,
it's hard.
They don't sign you for a year. You done signed a year lease, but your job talking about you got 3 months, and then your girl talking about a baby coming. Yes,
9 months.
I'm sending you the voicemail. I'm stressed right now.
Yeah.
Balance. I think that you can be. I don't think you're going to be a good parent every day.
People don't talk about that.
I just don't think that it's possible. Not every day. Like, you can try, but if work is happening, I think every parent is forced between the choice of being present versus providing. Mm. And I just don't think there's a right equation to it. I just don't think you should live in one too long. I think if you're always present and you're not providing for yourself and making sure that you're happy, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. I do not believe in any shape, form, or fashion the concept of giving up your dreams for theirs. You can pocket your dream and still work. You can nibble at your dream a little bit, but don't put everything on hold. I choose not to. Right. And I figure out ways to work harder to make sure there's an infrastructure where I can be balanced and being present, but also going out and providing. Because when I'm providing, I'm also feeding myself, which to me means I'm coming home in a better emotional state to be able to help him with his problems. I mean, low-key, I learn a lot from my son. I've learned a lot about just, leadership. Like that is really...
Tell me about patience. What have you learned regarding patience when being a father?
She tried to put a piece of bologna in my PlayStation.
What?
When he was younger. He was like 3. He was trying to...
He thought it was a CD.
Yeah, it was a circle. It's my fault for eating bologna over 40. Like, that's on me. I shouldn't even be eating cold cuts like that. Like, why am I doing that to my body? But, yeah, he walked up and literally tried to, like, insert, because he seen me play the video game. Yeah. He tried to insert the bologna because it was a circle. I'm like, nah, dog, that ain't what you do. It's a PlayStation 5, Playboy.
It's a 2-for-1 special. I love it.
Do that. You know how many people I had to fight to get that PlayStation 5? Boy, I'll put you out on the porch. No, I just think that parenting, I just don't think there's any right approach and any wrong approach. The problem with parenting is interesting in that it's like the one job you don't know whether or not you was good at it until they like 20.
That part.
Like, you get some hints along the way that you ain't good.
Right.
But when it's permanently, no, you failed. They are a terrible human being now.
Right.
You don't know that till they 20.
Yeah. True. I love that. Okay, so I do want to talk about The Daily Show because people are wondering, including myself, if you're going to get the slot because you are kind of like the chosen one.
I don't know if I'm chosen.
People's
I know my name's in the hat.
It is in the hat.
I mean, the streets rock with me, and I'm thankful for that, but I don't know what all is going to go into their decision. My job is to show up and be funny.
Do you want it?
I can't say I can't not consider it if they offer it.
Okay.
You'd be crazy not to. Like, it's an institution, and if I had an opportunity as a Black African-American man to get the keys to a car that controls the conversation about issues in this country, you know I love talking about issues.
Yes, you do.
So, yeah, I would have to, strongly consider that. I think that what they're doing right now with the guest host run is probably just to get, just a little bit of attention back on the show and to just change up the tone of it a little bit. Like, you know what it's like? It's like when Jeopardy needed a new host and they just had everybody, except for your boy, even though my agents asked. I asked to try.
Really?
I tried to.
Oh, my God. I can
Jeopardy.
Imagine you hosting Jeopardy.
Neither could
just
they.
Give me a test.
They could not imagine.
How would you ask
either.
the question?
And that's
I'm a
exactly
contestant.
why they said no. They was like, there will be no comedians because we believe comedy draws away from the academia of the program. Like, it was something like that is what they told me. But I get it. Jokes add time. And Jeopardy, they barely get to every question.
Let me tell you what I think you could do and kill it. I think you could host Family Feud.
Why?
I think you would do a phenomenal job. I didn't say you look like a pastor. Well, you do.
Offended.
You do look like a pastor. I just thought, you know what you do.
I got a civil rights hairline. It is what it is.
Reverend Raw Woods Jr.
But I think Daily Show is basically doing what Jeopardy did, what Wendy Williams did when they were just, we're not in a rush to replace Wendy. Let's just have people in and have a fun time and see what happens or whatever. And eventually it landed with Sherry Shepherd. But, it's my belief, I've been told at least, that I'll get a week somewhere within that run.
Nice.
To also guest host. So, I'll go in there and try and show my ass and show out.
Don't do that.
Well, not show my ass in a good way. Let me just show.
Yeah, okay.
White people, if you're listening, I didn't mean to say show my ass. What I meant to say is that I will be very studious and I will make sure my shirt is ironed and I will brush my hair. please don't take this opportunity away from me from one slip up, man. I ain't slept all day. I think that being in that show is a gift.
Yeah.
To be able to be in that chair would be a gift. And so there's a high responsibility that comes with that.
Yes. They will be watching your every move.
Yeah. I mean,
are you ready for that?
Whether I'm ready for it or not. I mean, you worked with me when I hosted a morning show in Birmingham, and I've said this before. I was not a good leader. I was good on executing, but you're getting into something beyond talent now. This is about being able to delegate to people. This is about having your finger on the creative pulse and getting people to believe in your vision.
Right.
And I think when I look back at my time in morning radio, I did not do a good job of getting people on board with my vision. I know how to do that now. Like, that's even, like, when we talk about my son, it's a perfect example. Like, I talked about this on Sherry Shepherd. where when we build Legos and we freestyle, we ain't using nothing with instructions. We just got a bucket of Legos. If I can get him to believe in my design and get him to help me with my design, that's really what leadership is, especially in a creative space like a television show. So you learn how to talk to people. You learn how to get people excited about stuff. So that's kind of, where my headspace is right now. But, I just don't see a world where I can say no to that if it's offered to me.
Right.
But my job in the interim is to just try and be funny and still be poignant. There's still a lot of BS going on.
You have Roy's Job Fair too, though. That's your own thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I love that podcast. I have to figure out a way to balance that as well. But I like talking to people about employment because that's something that connects us.
Right.
Everybody, we all need three things every day. You need something to love, something to eat, and you need a way to make money.
True.
Granted, you might
something to love.
You might not have sex
every day. I
every
think that's key, but some people want to go without.
Well, you need somebody to think about loving. You need somebody maybe somebody call you on the key. That's still love. It's just hatred. But you need to be motivated by love.
Okay.
My point. I love that podcast. I also love doing Behind the Scenes where we get to follow up on topics that we were already doing on The Daily Show and then talk with people that are still working in that world. Because what's frustrating about The Daily Show when you only got 30 minutes is that you don't have enough time to really get into the follow-up because it's always something new. And, we in a 12-hour news cycle at this point. So things just move and move and move. So we never get to go, hey, remember that story from before? Let's follow up on it and see where it is now. And so that's kind of where I am, with that podcast. But it's an exciting time. I'm going to just be straight up. To be able to be on a show that still matters and to be able to create content, I'm excited about that. And at the end of the day, I want to continue being on a show that gives me an opportunity to give my version of how I see the world because that's what my stand-up is. That's what my last 3 specials were. So if that's The Daily Show, cool. If it ends up being somewhere else, cool. I just want to make sure that I continue to have a place where my voice can be, is it espoused? I was trying to use a big word. My voice could be heard, could be broadcast.
That works fine, too.
Say that, okay. Say that. I graduated with 2.7.
I cannot.
Got all the vocabulary.
Well, I believe you can totally get all of those. I'm rooting for you for The Daily Show, but I know that if it doesn't work out, that you'll have another show that you host because you're just that talented and you're that funny. And working with you was truly an honor because you helped me tap in to my creative side, which I don't really let out. And
yeah, y'all think I don't talk about myself. This girl don't talk about all her other talents. Now, what I need to be figuring out is a way to get you on something that I'm doing. Your boss gonna let you double dip. What time you get off?
I mean, I get off at 7, but I come in at 3. So you know what I'm saying?
I'm
free in the morning.
9 a.m., 9 about 11.
Put me on.
Yeah.
Put me on.
Yeah.
You owe me. CMB. CMB.
Yo, shout out to Jacarius Johnson.
Yes.
Tell you something.
He's got a play right now.
I went to that New Jack City play.
Oh.
That thing was good.
Really?
That thing, Big Daddy Kane did his thing.
I know
Gary
Tretch
Tretch did his thing.
I talked to Alan Payne, yeah.
Yo, Tori Hart was in the thing. She was Keisha Rockabye, baby.
Oh, I know she killed it.
Yo, you ever go see something and you be like, man, I don't know what the hell this gonna be. And then you leave, you like, man, no, that was good. I think I just enjoyed something.
Well, I gotta go check it out.
yeah. They were in Brooklyn at the King's Theater. I don't know when they're coming back if they're gonna do a second round of that, but that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about.
That's
right
okay.
now. But just live entertainment.
Yeah,
I'm still a huge fan of that. Like this comedy show you promoting. That's the thing. I ain't been on the road that much the last year.
Which is
at all
different, but COVID, we could say.
No.
Okay.
Creative. I didn't know what the hell I want to talk about. So I don't want to just be on stage taking people's money and I ain't talking about nothing. There's a lot of comedians doing that.
Is it hard to get content? Do you have to can you be a hermit and be in the house and get content? Or do you have to just be out there in the streets?
Not me. I got to be out there in the world. But see, I'm trying to pivot. I'm off talking about the world in my stand-up.
Yeah.
I do that on TV every day. So I feel like that's the best place for that. I want to start talking about myself. I did Finding Your Roots. I found out a lot about my family. I found the white family that own my family. I know where those white folks live to this day, and I'm riding. I'm going to show up on y'all ass.
You better not.
I want y'all to know, if you white and you got the last name Wood and you live in North Georgia.
He coming.
I'm coming. Like what Deion Sanders told the team in Colorado, I'm coming.
Oh, I can't. Okay, Roy Wood Jr., comedian, actor. I have a question. I have a series of questions.
Okay.
I just, answer how you want to.
Fire. Now, I don't care nothing about, I'm not one of them people, don't ask me nothing about nothing.
Good.
I don't answer questions about that issue.
First question.
Okay.
Who shot Megan?
Apparently not Tory. Let Twitter tell it.
Have you been keeping up with the case? Do you keep up with those things?
Twitter court. Boy, don't nobody know more policy than Twitter. Boy, they know Brittany Griner foreign prisoner trade policy. They know Megan Thee Stallion gun residue DNA policy.
They do know everything.
His DNA wasn't on the gun. He could have had on the glove. OJ had on a glove.
We didn't even think about that.
Ain't nobody discussed glove as a
But
possible.
they was at a pool party though, so why would he be wearing gloves if he had swimming shorts?
See, now you splitting hairs.
Sorry, I learned that from Twitter though.
Listen, I don't know who shot Megan, but what we have seen is just how little people care about. How little people care about her.
Right. Because at the end of the day, she got shot.
Woman got shot.
And they talk about everything but that.
And it's all, is she lying versus who did it? If not Tory, then who? And that question is yet to be posed.
Right.
It's just you lying. And we could say that that's part of the conversation. Okay, cool. Let's consider that whatever happened on that night, somebody misremembered and whatever.
Because they were very intoxicated.
Fine. She ain't shoot herself. We know that. So then who? True. If not him, then who? If you really care. If not him, then who? But, it's just, it is what it is. It's the internet. Everybody get in line to dunk on a black woman. So that's what it is. So, no, I don't know who shot her. No,
will you vote for Kanye in 2024?
Now, don't ask me like that. You almost made me cuss on your damn radio show. I just
want to know. I'm just trying to get to know you on a deeper level. You know what I'm saying?
Let me think about it. No. Here's the bigger question. Who is, if Kanye ran in 2024, who would his running mate be? Who is the person that goes, yes, I will be your vice president? Because it ain't going to be Trump. Trump already told him no.
He did.
Which I respect. Now, that's a bold move by Kanye. Just pull up on Trump and go, hey, man, I want you to roll with me. Huh? Boy, I'm Trump. I mean, that boy found out he was black so fast. He went to Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, I want you to roll with me. Check, please, waitress. Don't tell this boy to get the hell up out of here.
That's exactly what he did.
Nah, I don't. You can't. Come on.
Do you think Kanye's a genius?
No. Musical, yeah. Let me take that back. Yeah. Musical. You can be two things at once. You can be
So you can separate it.
Yeah, I ain't saying I still listen to Kanye stuff, but I'm saying that.
But why would you not?
I can acknowledge both things. He is an amazing music producer.
Right.
Who also, ...
True.
Everything else. I don't think you can just discredit talent. It doesn't make the person acceptable. O.J. Simpson won the Heisman Trophy.
He did. He also possibly killed somebody. ...
All of this other stuff. But also, unequivocally, in that year in college football, I think it was 78, he was the best football player in the nation. That's it. So it doesn't mean I'm yay OJ, but I will also acknowledge there was a time period where if O.J. Simpson had a football in his hand, you might want to get out the way because he's going to run your ass over. So, I don't want to listen to Kanye run his mouth. I don't think that the media is doing him any favors by constantly pointing cameras at him and constantly giving him audience and interviewing him. like it's almost exploitive in a way. Where like if everybody, like every media outlet that interviews and has Kanye on, I would say anything after Drink Champs, y'all are wilding. Because you know that he's...
But he's looking for these outlets and people...
Yeah, but then these outlets
these
will have
last
him
couple
on.
of interviews, I was like, who are these folks?
Yeah,
He's just...
I mean, Buddy was on with the Alex Jones boy, and Alex Jones was like, hey, man. And this is a dude who said Sandy Hook mass shooting didn't even happen.
Right.
And he said Kanye was on one. So then, but then these are the same outlets that have Kanye on are the same ones that are turn around and go, oh, mental health and make sure you look out for, man, it's really sad what's check on your friends who ain't doing well. Make sure that the suicide, that dude committed suicide. Make sure you check on your friends. Up next, Kanye West. We're going to talk to him. What? Which is it? Because if you're serious about mental health, then you also have to sometimes understand when people are in a place where they might not be able to help themselves. So don't point the camera at them. Drink Champs, in the wildest way, I get, because Nori and Ye have a relationship that extends decades. So Nori probably thought, I can get him. No, I know what he's been saying, but he'll talk to me. And then Kanye got on there and Nori was like,
Right. He's like, I don't know.
Nori sunk down in the seat. Nori said, But anything after that interview, it's not conducive. It's not productive. You know, I haven't spoken on it. You know, a lot of that, you know, with the Daily Show, you know, he had his own back and forth with Trevor.
Yeah.
About whatever. But, you know, Trevor spoke his piece on it. When Trevor spoke his piece, you know, just as a correspondent.
Which was very well said, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, for context for the people who don't know.
Did you write that?
No, that's Trevor from the heart. When he do like the between the scenes stuff, that's
that Black Mother's piece as well, when he was leaving, that hit too.
For context, Trevor, somebody asked him, how does he feel about Kanye beefing with him? And Trevor was like, I'll never be in a beef with the man. I have nothing but, you know, love for who he was. I just hope that he gets better.
Right.
And so once he said that, I was all right, I'm not finna pitch some segment about Kanye because I think Kanye is Kanye. I think if there's anything, there's probably a bigger conversation about mental health and mental health awareness and how do we reach out to people. You know, I'll be honest, that's the thing that I think is a little unfortunate when we talk, like even if we talk about suicide in this country, right? We'll say, make sure you check, like every time a celebrity commits suicide, let's just say once a month we lose a celeb to suicide, right? We'll go, check on your friends, and I don't know how your phone works, but when a celebrity kill himself, I get your texts go up that day.
Yeah.
If you're in entertainment.
Right.
You get more texts than you do on a normal day from people that you ain't talked to in months who, you know, legitimately care.
Right.
But then it's so sad that I can look at some of the text exchanges that I've had with people like that who I don't talk to on a regular basis, and you can just see every time we talk, it's just them checking on me after a celebrity killed themselves. So literally it's time-stamped. Right after that person killed himself, got a text from you. Right after that person.
Right.
The time in between, like...
Right. Non-existent. Where you been?
And I'm not saying that these people aren't sincere. Everybody got their lives. But how do we check in? Like, we've had so much of a conversation about mental health awareness that we still haven't yet had the conversation about how to engage people about their mental health. If you're in a place where you actually care and are concerned. I'm not saying I know all the answers or anything like that, but I just think that it has to extend beyond a simple one-sentence text for there to be some real effectiveness in us trying to be friends to people in our social circles who we think might be going through something. You know, that clearly ain't the case with Kanye. People sending his ass paragraphs.
That part.
Kanye was getting full. Tom Brady, you know, no, I'm thinking about Antonio Brown. That's a separate mental health. My bad. That's
but very close. For sure.
Yeah.
Lastly, most slept on comedians from your point of view.
I never prepare for this question, and it's always asked. We gotta separate it into a couple of brackets.
Okay.
OGs.
So there's some OGs that slept on.
Absolutely. Earthquake just got his first half hour and took Dave Chappelle to get him that for Netflix. Well, no, I take that back. Quake's had a couple of hour specials before then in the early aughts, but to remain in the line, like to be brought back out for what I considered was, low key some encore. But it's people discovering Earthquake for the first time, and black folks. It's like it's almost on some new Bernie Mac. It's like, well, you've been ripping. I think that Sommore.
Love her.
In my opinion, Sommore is one of the best comedians working today.
Wow.
In terms of just jokes and awareness of where the national conversation is on a bevy of issues. I mean, she was doing Melania Trump jokes before people was really going in on Melania. Like, she was like on her specials. And, I know she's had a couple, but I'd say one in the last couple years, Chandelier Status. That thing that's gospel to me. And every year that Sommore is on tour, them jokes is fresh, them jokes is written, them jokes is thought out, and she is up like she ain't on stage. Like, it's a lot of OGs that be on stage and they be making some references that show your finger ain't on the pulse. You on stage talking about Soulja Boy, tell him, hey, wait a minute now.
Right.
He ain't had a record.
Who's a comedian that's
time.
Overrated? I'm kidding. I'm not going to be. You don't have the answer to that.
Every comedian got a list like that. And then on the young side, I would say the 85 South show.
Oh.
I would say Chico Bean, Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly, Clayton English. And boys in 85 South, because they built an empire for themselves outside of the traditional, network and TV system.
Right.
They call themselves ghetto legends, but that's literally what they are. The streets chose them.
Yeah.
And so they earn that brick by brick, and they really are a testament to what could happen when comedians come together. Like, how much, like we ain't had nothing but kings of comedy on some comedians come together and like really dominate something like that. Comedy is such a standoffish, wannabe rap energy bravado where I got to be the greatest of all time, when the truth is, if y'all came together, Cat Williams is still solid.
Yes.
He come down from the mountain, drop a special, then go back and disappear.
Poof.
Yeah.
Literally.
Cat Williams show up like Frosty the Snowman. Like, all right, I'm gone. I'll be back again someday.
Right.
I like Just Hilarious.
Oh, she's hilarious.
She's another one that's self-made.
I was pleasantly surprised when I went to go see her show for the first time before I left Alabama, and I laughed so hard. I was like, oh, wow, like she's really prepared.
Polished.
And just back-to-back jokes.
It's polished, man. And it's so many other young comics that just haven't gotten the at-bats yet. But I would just say, when I talk about, like, when you go, like, who's underrated, it's like, okay, Sommore's an OG who's still writing at the same clip as when she was hungry. And then you got the new ones that have kind of figured out a little bit of a cheat code. I would put Ryan Davis in that same bucket as well. Ryan Davis is very sharp and very, very keen on how to engage his audience as well. That's the thing that I really hate about stand-up comedy, especially on the black side. There's a bit of a rift between the old heads and the youngins, because the old heads don't want to learn what the youngins know, and a lot of them played the youngins to the left. The youngins is bitter about that, and rightfully so. So the OGs talk down on them. well, that ain't real comedy because you got your fans from a different way, and that ain't how you get the fans. You got to get
Whose
the fans.
voice is this?
I don't know. Like a bootleg Cat Williams.
It did a little
Chief
bit.
Williams. You got to go to Macon, Georgia for $40 and then earn it. That's how the only way to do comedy. It's like, no, the only way to do it, that's how you did it. The game changed, the economics changed, everything changed. So you got to respect that, you know. But, because, you know, I'm in that weird zone where the youngins consider me an OG, the OGs consider me a youngin.
Yeah.
Because I'm not from that graduating class. I'm not from DL and Sommore. I opened for Lavelle Crawford and Quake and all of them. I never co-headlined.
Right.
I never ran with them. I wasn't in the trenches with them. So I kind of get to see the game from both sides in a way. And I'd say that's the biggest thing. I didn't give up on trying to be a peacemaker, though. Y'all gonna hate each other, just hate each other. I ain't gonna be mean to these youngins. Because them gonna be the ones you opening for in 10 years. You just don't know it.
That part. Ooh, something to think about.
Straighten up.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
Well, Roy, it's been amazing catching up with you.
I miss your friend.
My real life friend, my homie. And you already know whenever you want to come back. Hopefully it'll be when you get the title and the position for the show, the Daily Show.
What, if I'm hosting the Daily Show, I'll have you on as a guest.
What?
How about that?
Okay, and it's recorded on record, just so that y'all know if he try to backtrack. Okay, this the same man who said he was coming back to get me when he moved here to New York, and he just left me and blew up, and I was like,
you from here. I know you got goons. Wait, do you say goons in New York, or is that a down south word? That's a down south word.
Yeah,
what am I supposed to say? I got duns.
I got hitters.
Okay, hitters. All right, that's it.
Yeah,
duns. Let me stop. Let me put my Timberlands on.
Roy Wood Jr., everybody.